Pointing. Are you on? You're on. Right, hello, welcome back to Fishing Tilly. Gonna have my first cast here. I've got lugworm, just a little bit of bluey on the bottom of there. Smallish bait. I'll build the baits up as the day goes on. I'm saving the best bait for when it starts to get dark. So I'm at a new venue today. I'll get this cast out and I'll tell you where I am. Right, I'm at Seaham, at the Spiles. So the car is parked just behind us. Just wanted an easy day out, and this is somewhere I haven't been yet, so I thought I'd give it a bash. Just been talking to a couple of lads up there and a lad who's on the pier there, and they're saying that there's always a good chance to fish here. Whiting, haddock. Last week there was a conger reel caught off the pier, and exactly where I'm standing there was a thornback ray caught as well. So there's a chance of anything really today. Apparently it's quite rough ground here. There's a sandbank about 100 yards out, so I've been told. So I'm trying to kind of fish onto that at the minute. I'll fish in the rougher ground as it gets a bit deeper. The tide is on its way in. It's quite a big tide today. High tide's at 5 o'clock, so I'll fish it up and just over high water. I've got two rods. I'm going to fish with just one at the minute. I'll set this one up in a little bit. I just want to get a feel for the place first. So yeah, fingers crossed. So this is what I can see all around us. Got the harbour club over there, a little bay in the middle, the pier, which is members only fishing. Apparently you join at the beginning of the year, it's about £40, and that gives you access all year long. So that's Sunderland up that way, and that's Seaham up on the top. So I'll just show you what baits I've got today. I've got lugworm, got bluey. I've also got the box full of, there's 3 or 4 blacks there. What's in here? Got no idea. Oh yeah, that's coral balls, coral bombs, and I've got carp and squid in here. So a nice selection of baits to be used throughout the day. I'll keep that in there, keeps it nice and cool. I'll just cover it over like that, stops the sun shining on it. Right, this bait's been stripped. I thought it would have been. I could see kind of something picking at the bait, but I had to pull it really hard to get it out. You can see I've bent the hook out, and I can feel that this is definitely been rubbing on something as well. It just feels a bit frayed. Yeah, it's fine to use. I'll keep on using it, but it is definitely catching on something out there. So very rough ground. I'll get another bait on this. I'll get this one back out. Right, I've got a bit of coral bomb here. I'm going to give that a bash before it gets too soggy in the bait box. So that's it. I'm going to chuck that out. Never used this before, so it'll be interesting to see if that works. That rod on the left's definitely pulling over. Let's put you a bit further back, as you can see. But yeah, it's definitely pulling down with a bit of weight. It's a bit weird. I think I'm going to get in and have a look. Oh. I just lost the weight. But that's what the rotten bottom's for. So I'm just keeping tension on that line as I put it back onto the spool, just so that it doesn't all get fluffed up. I'm going to try and cast it back out. Right, I'm just sticking with small baits for now. Got lugworm and a little bit bluey on there. just using a plain lead. I'm not chucking this one that far really, just a bit of a lob. So I'm fishing one further out, one further in. Cover a bit more ground, I think that's the way to do it. But boy, that wind, I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but it's blowing a hoolie. So the sun, as you can see, is going down over the back there. So we're starting to get a bit of shade here. I suspect it might pick up as it gets darker. Somebody up there has just had a haddock. So it's definitely fish around. Right, here we go again. So I'll just show you the setup on this one. Just 3-way swivel and then down to the hook. I've got £60 and then the yellow line, which is down to the sinker, is £40. And then I've just got a little clip on the bottom, holding the bait down as the cast's out. Just find it presents the bait much better. It doesn't get just kind of pushed down the hook during the cast when it's like this. So a little pendulum swing on it. You swing it out, swing it in, and then out, and then away it goes. Like that. Perfect. That's a little tweak to me casting. Yeah, swing on. First fish of the day, hopefully. It's about time too. What we got? And my guess is a whiting. Or a coley, by the way it's bouncing around. Yeah, quite a fat coley. So there we go. First fish from the Spiles at Seaham. A nice canny coley that, like, not bad. Shame I don't eat them, but I don't know what they taste like. They don't smell very nice. So there you go. First goldfish. Oh, I'll get that straight back in. Nice fit fish though. Get in. It's quite a drop from here. I'm sure he'll be okay though. Haha, get in. Right, I'll get another bait on there and we'll get that back out. So that was on the carton squid. I've got a feeling it's going to start fishing soon. Right, here we go. Baited back up. Caught and squid. I'm just going to blast it out. See if I can get another one of them. That wind's died off just a little bit from what it was earlier on. It was really windy. Don't know if you can see that, but that left hand side rod is just getting tiny little picks at it. Again, I don't think it's a fish. I think it's probably another crab or whatever it's been. That's been picking at the baits. It's been quiet actually. I thought it was going to start picking up, but I haven't had anything else happen for. It's been a good 25 minutes. There's a bit of weight on here. I suspect it's going to drop off in a second, like it did before, unless there's a tiny little fish hanging on. We shall find out in a second what we got. I literally can't tell if it's a fish or not. I can't see it yet. Crab. Yeah, I thought it was a crab. Yeah, horrible things. There you go, show you that, and now I'm going to get it off and chuck it back in. Oh, it's just come off. There we go. So just flip it over, and it'll just, I'm sure, other way, that way, that way. Whee! Right, get some more worm on. And to see if I can avoid the crabs. So it's not far off that point where it's going to get proper dark. Doing a bit of a pendulum definitely helps with the multiplier. It compresses the rod and it just pings the weight right out. So I'm going to let that settle on the bottom. Now I'm going to get this one in and get the bait changed. Oh, that was well stuck. I felt it coming and it suddenly got jammed up. I'll just, hopefully that rotten bottom will come loose. Give it a couple of jerks. There's not much movement on the sea to pull it out, so it's going to have to be brute force. Yeah, I'm going to have to yank it with the metal bar. Possibly going to lose this. That's the metal bar I use. Just like, it's just metal covered with plastic and then a metal end like that, so you can knock the fish out. Wrap the line about 8 times and then give it a tug. That's it. I just haven't got the strength to pull it with the rod, and to be honest with you, I don't think the rod would be up to doing that. It's not the stiffest of rods. So I'm going to show you that before I put it out. So bluey and squid, a nice chunk of bait. I haven't seen any of them pull any fish in for a while, so it just seems to be quiet everywhere at the minute. I mean, it hasn't been hectic all day. There's been the odd fish here and there pulled in. Try to pendulum this a bit. Get a little bit more distance on it. That's probably going about the same distance, to be honest, as the abu, with more effort. So the abu and the multiplier is definitely getting more distance, almost effortlessly. I haven't really fished with many other rods, so I'm not really familiar with how they work and stuff like that, but I think I could probably improve my cast considerably by getting a different rod. Right, I'm going to start setting up the lights and stuff. Get the tip lights put on the rods. Sure, that's just crabs again on the left hand side rod. Hopefully that'll still pick up in the camera. But left hand side rod is just getting the same little picks and pull downs. Seems to just be the lugworm. Right, I'll get the lights on and you'll be able to see properly. There's absolutely nothing happening at the minute. I've just been standing talking to a couple of guys for the past half an hour, but half an hour before that there was nothing. So I'm going to change the baits. I'm going to swap the lugworm out for more lugworm, and I'm going to swap the carp bait over for another carp bait, and then we'll get that back out. But I'm getting no bites or anything at the minute. So we'll see what happens. stuck again. Lost the lot. Oh. Right, I'm going to have to sort another rig out for that. So they're only little worms, so I'm going to put a few on. I don't think I'm going to be here that much longer because there's not really anything happening, is there? So there we go. I'll just clip that. Oh, clip that onto here like that. So the way I've got this, I'll just explain it to you. I've got the 3-way swivel, and then down to the weight, I've got a 40-pound, and then to the hook, I've got 60-pound. But that's basically the hook snood is slightly shorter than the weight snood. So when I clip down the bait, it's the heavier line that's holding the weight, and then obviously when it hits the bottom, that comes off, and then you've got a rotten bottom already set up there. So that's kind of how that works. Just a simple, easy setup, which works quite well. So I'll get this chucked out. I think I'm going to go over to the left with this one. I'm not going to cast it really hard because I lost quite a bit of line. Oh yeah, so I did lose quite a bit of line. There's still enough on for this session. Right, still nothing happening, so I'm gonna stuck fast again. Same old, same old. This is definitely the snaggiest place I've ever fished, and that's saying something. There's a tiny bit of weight on here, possibly a crab. It doesn't feel like a fish. That's if there's anything at all. What am I bringing in here? I've got somebody else's line here. Oh, I think that's that. That might be the line that I lost before. Oh, this is the line I lost before. Definitely my line, the braid. I'll bring this in. So I got my sinker back that I lost earlier on. I lost quite a bit of line with it, so that's it all there. Oh well. Right guys, this is the last chance saloon, as they say. So I've got a proper big gooey gungy bait on here. So it's caught squid, and then I've just put the last of those lugworm on as well. So that's, I don't know if you can see from there, but that's them there. So I'm just going to chuck this out and see if we get a last cast fish, and if not, we'll be heading back home. Because it's not really worth staying, is it? It's just not happening at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the box packed up, ready, get everything neat and tidy. It's 7 o'clock and I'm going to call it a day because there's literally nothing at all happening, and the tide's well dropped now, so I can't imagine anything happening, to be honest with you. So yeah, this one's been bouncing around a bit. I think probably a crab or something. I'm gonna get this one in. I'm gonna have to get some more line for this reel because it's about 50 yards short of what it was before I snapped off earlier on. So yeah, so we've been to Seaham. I've had a try. It's very rough bottom. I think I'd probably rather float fish here. You'd lose a lot less gear. You can just cast it out and I would float around over the top of all this really rough ground. I would imagine there'll be wrasse and stuff like that around in the summer. I'll maybe just give it another go when there's a bit of a sea on, because it's very flat tonight. It's not ideal conditions, but it was the night I could come out. The rest of the week's looking pretty poor, so I very much doubt I'll get out any more this week. But yeah, I've got the stuff packed up there. That rod's it's basically just sitting, doing nothing at all. So I shall call it a day. We had cold fish earlier on, that was in daylight, so it hasn't been a blank. I had some nice chats with people. I probably spent more time chatting than I have fishing today, to be honest with you. So to everybody that I was chatting with, hello. It's nice meeting you all. But yeah, I think time to get this in, get home, have myself some tea, maybe have a beer as well. Little reward. So until next time, stay safe out there, tight lines, and cheers.